Hiya, welcome to LSB Feaster's Radio Aircheck channel, where we keep great radio from the past alive. And today we're featuring the Geator, the one and only Jerry Blavat, who spent over 60 years on the radio in Philadelphia playing rock and roll of the 50s and 60s and doing it his way. He spent time on the air in Philadelphia at great radio stations like WIBG, WFIL, WCAU-FM, WSNI, WPGR, and a ton of radio stations around southeastern Pennsylvania and southern New Jersey. And he had a special way of just connecting with his listeners, especially teens back in the 1960s on the radio and in clubs. He did it for so long, and he was super popular in that region. Let's go back with Jerry Blavat on 88.5 WXPN Philadelphia.
The Geator with the Heater. With his faithful companions, Kilocycle Pete, Electronic Al, and Davon, this daring and resourceful easy rider from Soundtown, South Philly, led the fight for clean airways and the sound of truth. Nowhere in the pages of radio history can one find a greater champion of soul music. Return with him to those thrilling songs of yesteryear. Out of the past come the thundering drum beats of the great golden oldies. Or experience with him the discovery of the new lyrics and rhythms of the hits of tomorrow. Now, or then, the Geator rocks again.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, a different opening than I normally would do when you join me on a Saturday night on XPN. If you were listening to my dear friend Ben Vaughan's show, an amazing show, the dedications, the lost dedications, Ben, I want to thank you, and of course for all of the years that Ben has been a fan, but more important, forget about being a fan of the Geator. He loves music, and exactly that's what my life has been about. And it began way back in 1960. You heard some of the songs that kids used to call up, kids used to write to me and ask me to play. This hour, let me play songs that Ben did not play. And as I said, in 1960, when I began on a little station called WCAM in Camden, I had no idea what I was about to do, simply because of the fact that I was doing a nightclub, a talk show from a place called the Venus Lounge in South Philadelphia. And a snowstorm closes the club, and I had the time, I owned the time, I had a responsibility to the sponsors. So I took all of my records that I used to dance to when I was a kid on Bandstand, and I went up to WCAM in January. Never forget it. January the 15th, 1960. And I played a song which I wanted to sort of get a feel for the kids who are going to be listening to me, to give them a feel of what I was about to do. And that song, every night I would open up my radio show on WCAM in Camden with that song. And it told the story about my show, what I was going to do. Play music the kids never heard before. Music that I loved, the music that I wanted to share. And it was overwhelming with the response. And when I would open up the show, after the oldies but goodies,
60 seconds make 1 minute, 60 minutes make 1 hour, 24 hours make 1 day, and out of that 24 hours, 2.5 hours are dedicated by the young teenager to the hip this show on the radio. So without further ado, let's carry on through now.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Blast off!
Once again, it's time to rock, baby. One more time. Now it's time to roll on the hip this show on the radio. Come on, Shirley. Come on, Lee, baby, rock. Just one more time now with me, baby.
Come on, baby, let the good time roll.
Yeah, now, too much, young teenager. I'm sorry. Just one more time now. It's time to take that musical ride aboard, as we say, the Hip Fish Show on the radio. So without further ado, let's get that opening booter that's got to break 15 million zillion bootin'. Woot in, scooters now.
And I'd say after that, because I was doing a show right below that big tick-tock on WCAM in Camden, New Jersey. On the 18th floor, the station was WCAM. And that clock, by the way, is still there when you cross the Benjamin Franklin Bridge. Camden City Hall, you see that big tick-tock on the Tower Power clock, and that's where I broadcast from. I'd say we got a lot of fun. And then I'd say when the clock hits 2, I'd say, what you gonna do?
What you gonna do?
And at 3,
when the clock strikes 3,
it's just you and the young teenagers.
baby, you and me.
And at 4, we're gonna rock. Rock.
Rock, rock, yeah, and never stop.
When the clock strikes 5, there'll be no jive. When the clock strikes 6, we'll throw out the tricks. When the clock strikes 7, I'm in my heaven. At 8,
We gonna rock, yeah, never stop.
Shirley and Lee. And I picked this song because, as I said, I wanted the young teens to know where I was doing the radio show. On top of me was a big tick-tock on the Tower Power clock. And back then I didn't say to an audience, hey, audience, I said young teens, meaning those who are out there from Shakespeare. Yon lies my audience.
Right now, baby, I'm feeling fine. Now when the clock strikes 10, that's when the fun began. But when the clock strikes 11, ooh, we're back in hell. At 12, we gonna ride, 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 yeah, never stop.
Shirley and Lee, and we did rock that big tick-tock on the Tower Power clock. Songs that were a part of my career from the very beginning. This. The Duquesnes. Wonderful story concerning this song. I played the original by Louis Lyman and the Teen Chords. I was playing it, and Phil Spector was in town. He heard the radio show in Camden, and he came over to the station on the 18th floor. He says, what are you playing? I said, a song called I'm So Happy. He said, who's it by? I said, Louis Lyman and the Teen Chords. Next thing I know, 6 months later, would produce it, and I played it. And in Philadelphia, it was a gigantic hit. And at that time, Phil Spector did not have his label. He was working for a fellow by the name of George Goldner and also Jerry Lieber and Mike Stoller. And songs that I played that no other disc jockeys were playing. It's music that I heard as a kid that I shared.
Little peanut.
The name of the group called the Carnation. And you got to understand something. Back in the day, this was not the popular music that WIBG would be playing, but was the music that I first heard as a kid. And I shared it with an audience. And I never forget, there was a disc jockey by the name of Bud Breeze on WPEN. And he had a little record company called Mink. And in 1958, I bought the record. And I started to play the record. And it became so popular that Cameo Parkway bought the master, and in 1960, they released it and became a big local hit.
I walk memory lane, all alone and blue. You walk memory lane with somebody new, sharing a kiss, a kiss that used to be mine, just mine, only mine. Oh, how strange it seems, seeing her with you. All our plans and dreams never
They were known at that time as the Tams. But when Cameo Parkway bought the record, they said, we can't use the word Tams. There is a group called the Tams. So they were known as the Hippies.
The song that you sang so sweetly,
Frankie Lyman was always a part of the show.
called it our love refrain. It's gone and I'm left completely out in the cold again. I dreamed that our love would linger, but just memories remain. I gaze at the ringless finger out in the cold again. True, it hurts my pride to step aside for somebody new. But deep down inside, my whole world depends upon you. I wanted your arms around me to shelter me from the rain. And now I'm back where you found me, out in the cold again.
Even though in 1960 his career is basically over,
Out in the cold
on the show that I did, it was never over. 88.5 WXPN.
Unity Recovery supports XPN and recovery-friendly workplaces, making changes in the way they hire, encourage, and support staff in recovery from substance use and/or mental health disorders. Businesses can save resources when supporting those in recovery. More information at recoveryfriendlypa.org. Recovery is the expectation, not the exception.
In following the show that Ben just did, playing songs that were part of my musical career at the very beginning when I began on WCAM. As I said, I will be taking songs that were 2-3 years old and play them. And kids for the first time heard it, and they loved it, because to them, these songs were brand new. Little Anthony, one of the great songs that I played.
Just a traveling stranger on my way, and I'm looking for your love. Oh, I'm just a drifting stranger on my way, and I'm looking for your love. Well, I'm just a traveling man looking for far off land. I'm just a drifting man, and I know not where to go. I'm just a traveling stranger on my way, and I'm looking for your love.
Little Anthony, out of Brooklyn. Now, if you listened to Ben's show, we talked about the music and the lost dedications. But these are some of the songs that we did not play.
Like I cried when you said you no longer care.
Willie Winfield, the Harp Tones.
I knew you'd find somewhere, sometime, that your heart could be broken like mine. Now you know how I feel, how I long for a love that is real. Now you return in time to find that your heart could be broken like mine. Now you ask me to forgive you, and you say you made a mistake. I'd like to, but I know you, and one broken heart is all I can take. So you cried like I cried when you said you no longer care. I knew you'd find somewhere, sometime, that your heart could be broken like mine.
One has to understand, when I was playing this music, nobody else was playing this music. But to the kids, it was brand new. And I never remember a motion picture called Calamity Jane. And I remember Doris Day in that motion picture. And I remember hearing this. And I remember the Moonglows had made a version. And I had to play it for the young teens. Secret Love.
Once I had a secret love that lived within the heart of me. All too soon my secret love became impatient to be free. So I told the friendly star, the way that dreamers often do, just how wonderful you are, and why I'm so in love with you. Shouted from the highest hill, even told the golden daffodil. At last my heart's an open door. My secret love, no secret anymore. Now shouted from the highest hill, even told the golden daffodil. At last my heart's an open door. My secret love's no secret anymore. My secret love, no secret anymore.
Doris Day in the movie sang that to Howard Keel. She played Calamity Jane. Of course, well, he played Wild Bill Hickok. Many of the songs that I introduced to the young teens back then, I remember as a kid, my mom playing the original versions. And I remember K-Star did a song called If You Love Me.
If the sun should tumble around the sky, and the sea should suddenly rise,
And when I heard this version, by the Blue Notes, I played it. The kids never knew there was an oldie that went back to the early part of the 50s.
I should smile and never count the cost. If you love me, really love me, let it happen, darling, I won't
The Blue Notes from Philadelphia.
Smile that lights your face, and my heart begins to sing. J'irai décrocher la lune, j'irai voler la fortune, si tu m'en as demandé. Your arms are held secure, your eyes that set bijou, and my heart begins to sing.
It was a wonderful time because of the fact I had the freedom to play music for kids. And when I was on the radio, what would happen, we'd open up the phone lines, and they were always jammed. So the kids would write dedications, and that's the show that Ben did. And I got to tell you, Ben Bowen, he loves the music as much as I do. Playing for you the songs that we didn't get a chance to play on Ben's show. The Dubs in 1957 did a song, and I played it in 1960.
Ask me for the world, it doesn't seem much. Ask me for the moon, dear, I'll reach out to touch. Anything for you, dear, only. But please don't ask me to be lonely. Ask me for the stars, dear, I'll fulfill your demand. Ask me for the diamond, I'll swim on your hand. Anything for you, dear, only. But please don't ask me to be lonely. This world, this whole wide world, looking for a girl such as you. I gave up my sex when I looked into doobie doobie doobie. Ask me for the diamonds, I'll put them on your hand. Anything for you,
The name of the song was
please don't ask me to be lonely.
Saturday Night 88.5 with yours truly, the Geator.
Madison Park supports XPN and is a boutique property management company providing services for high-rise condominiums, multifamily apartment communities, and HOAs. Since 2006, Madison Park has taken a solutions-based approach to managing residential communities, providing personalized service for residents and well-reasoned recommendations for decision makers. More at madisonparke.com.
This is my prayer.
The year is 1962.
This is my prayer, oh Lord.
Her name is Yola Kilgore.
Let me fill this life full of sunshine and gladness. Never let me bring him one moment of sadness.
Complimenting the hour that Ben did on his show with the lost dedications. I'm continuing playing the music that was a part of Beyond Teenager life back then. Ed Townsend, the great songwriter and producer who did For Your Love, produced that and gave me that in 1962. Also, in 1962, a promotion man by the name of Danny Driscoll comes into my studio and plays this song for me. I immediately knew the song. It had a glimmer of sound, and I knew the lyric.
See the pyramids along the Nile. Watch the sunrise on a tropic isle. Just remember, darling, all the while you belong to me.
I knew the song because in 1952, when I was 12 years old, I remember my mom playing this, the original.
See the pyramids along the Nile. Watch the sunrise on a tropic isle. Just remember, darling, all the while you belong to me. See the marketplace in old Algiers. Send me photographs and souvenirs. till you're home again. You belong to me.
That song stuck in my mind.
See the marketplace in old Algiers. Send me photographs and souvenirs. But remember, when a dream appears, you belong to me. I'll be so alone without you. Maybe you'll be lonesome too, and blue like the ocean in a silver plane. Watch the jungle when it's wet with rain. Just remember till you're home again. You belong to me.
It was an interesting concept with the Duprees. Take a Glenn Miller arrangement with a lyric that went way back to 1952, and you would have a hit.
I'll be so alone and without you. Maybe you'll be lonesome too, and blue. Fly the ocean in a silver plane. See the jungle when it's wet with rain. But remember, darling, till you're home again, you belong to me.
Imagine 12 years old hearing that. Everything that I played for the young teenager back then had a meaning for a kid growing up. Going to the dances, meeting other kids from different neighborhoods, dancing, and it was the music that brought us together.
Someone light the moon. In the sky above, moonbeams pour, but they pour only those in love.
Baby Washington. Jeanette Baby Washington. Music complimenting what Ben Vaughn did. And as I look back at all of the years, the freedom that I've had is what made us successful. And I'll tell you a great story. We were on WHAT from 6 o'clock to 10 o'clock originally. The owner, Dolly Banks, came to me and said, this show is so successful, we want to add an hour. And she said, we want you to go to 11 o'clock at night. And I said, wow, these kids are already in bed. They've got the radios on, the transistors, but they're going to fall asleep. So I couldn't do a regular show with the dedications because the phones, you couldn't get into the phones. So I developed an hour where I would talk to kids and play music. It was called the Lover's Hour. It was so successful that I made an album called Jerry Blavat Presents for Lovers Only. And I'm going to let you hear the excerpt from the original album.
All, as I said before, part of young love. First, we spoke about the good young love. And then we gave the young lovers some examples of young loves that go bad. Keep all these thoughts now in your mind. Cherish the good and cherish the bad and learn. 'Cause in life, nothing worthwhile comes easy. You'll have your fights. You'll have your problems. But what will be, will be. And if only you could really understand that line. What will be, will be. Nothing in life comes easy. Life, let's face it, young lovers, is full of hardships. But learn to take them, the good with the bad. And as I end this album, the first of this kind for the young lovers, oh, there'll be many more. I know that most young lovers out there can say to themselves,
I have heard of an island where young lovers often go. They say it's wonderful. About it, that's where we belong. They say on moonlit nights when the stars are oh so bright, you can hear the seashells at night singing love. Oh, beautiful. I wanna go. About it, that's where we belong. All of my life, I have loved, but never, no, not like this before. All of my life, I have waited. Like you do, all through the night, I dream I hold you tight on an island, yes, an island of love. Love.
so, young lovers. What more can I say except when that bewitching hour comes, hold very tight and say as I'm about to say to you, say to your young lover.
Oh, good night, my love. Until tomorrow then. Good night, my love.
And that's the way I would end the show. You know, as I look back, it really is an amazing time. And I had the freedom back then to talk to kids. I call them young teenagers. Disc jockeys would just play music. I just did not play music back then. I spoke to the kids. I would go to the school assemblies, the record hops. I was a part because I never forgot the way it was for me growing up. Coming from a broken family, finding something that was a passion, show business. And I communicated that with the kids. So as we end the show, again, I want to thank Ben Vaughn for the lost dedications, his love for the music, not only for what I do, but music cleanses the soul. It truly does. Music puts a smile on my face, makes me happy, especially when I have the freedom to play for you music that I want to play for you. And I want to thank everybody here at XPN for allowing me to do this all these years. So until we do it again, Ben, thank you for the lost dedications and all of the wonderful writers from Courier Post who spoke about it. Thank you again. And remember, at all times, as I've said, you got to keep on rocking. You read the book, you'll find out. Because you really only do rock once, and we've been rocking for a long time.
Rowan University supports XPN. The Rohr College of Business offers graduate business fellowships for students interested in leveraging business expertise to positively impact society.